Trap. Wait,
that's
no.
not a good way.
No,
What
that's
the
not
fuck are you doing, Jimmy?
My favorite thing.
Do not start it there. Do not start it there.
My favorite thing.
Because we gotta be in the middle of a conversation. This is bullshit, man. You fucked this up.
All right,
there
well,
goes the whole
stop.
flow.
Just stop.
No, I'm
just
not gonna
stop.
fucking stop over here.
My favorite part is when they go to.
I should have this. Should I have both or just one? Then I won't be.
No.
Are you recording a Christmas album or are you doing a podcast?
In a winter wonderland.
Just like I didn't know if you were gonna be, but yeah, I can hear you too, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm here, bitch.
So what I was saying, I like it. My favorite part is when they go to grab their nipples and their nipples are hard and like the fingers
like around it.
Yeah, when the nipple like flicks down between each finger and then it gets to like in between these two and they do that and the nipple is like help like sticking out.
It's like a card in like a bicycle.
Yeah,
tires.
Or like a diglet popping out.
Diglety. Trio. Trap.
There we go. See, that works.
Man.
We took a week off.
Oh yeah, took a week off and Matt already lost it.
Yeah, well, we took a week off. And not on purpose. We were supposed to do the art roast on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot. Yeah. Let's do a whole timeline. So Tuesday of 2 weeks ago, we recorded a podcast.
Yeah, it was
Monday
yeah.
of 2 weeks ago, we recorded a podcast.
Yes.
So then the plan was
Duality of Women. Go out and check it out.
The plan was after that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the plan?
We were gonna do the podcast Sunday instead of Monday for the art roast.
Right.
Hold on. I'm going to take my hat off. I feel like I look dark in the camera.
Yeah, I'm always dark. Oh, Matt's over here pruning his mane.
I just don't want my hair in my face. Hey. So, yeah, we were going to do the art roast on Sunday. And we had told Jimmy a week before the podcast that we recorded on the Monday. And he was like, all good. That should be good. Monday, he was like, should be great, guys.
Yep, still good.
What time? Just to make sure, as we were walking out, what time?
And it was like, what was it, like
6?
Yeah.
And he was like, great.
We'll do it. We're good.
And you know what was happening on Sunday? The Ravens weren't playing, I don't think. I think they had a bye week that week. So all of Jimmy's excuses out the window.
Out the window. It's not like he was watching the Orioles in the MLB playoffs or anything, because they didn't make it.
No. And so then...
so Saturday rolls around, right?
Saturday rolls around. I'm in Pennsylvania on my birthday camping trip.
And I am probably home.
Jerking off. Not believing in the podcast. Not having faith in this podcast.
Yeah, let's spin it back to Sig. Let's put this on Sig.
We finished that conversation off cast.
Yeah, and you still didn't make me feel like you believed in the podcast very much.
So then Jimmy...
So yeah, back to Jimmy.
Okay.
He actually Saturday, Spaz told me that he couldn't do it, but I didn't tell you guys that. And then Jimmy goes, tomorrow's not going to work. And I just left Spaz not being able to do it out of it because we could put it all on Jimmy then.
So then we were like, all right, we can't do Sunday.
Let's do Monday.
But Monday as usual. But then Monday got a little rough for us.
It was my birthday.
It was Matt's birthday. I said I had to do something on... No. Okay, so yeah, it was your birthday on Monday, so we couldn't do Monday. So then we were like, all right, let's do Tuesday.
Yeah.
But then Tuesday, you host at night, and I had softball games. Mm-hmm. And, there's just a busy night for both of us. Probably the most important things that was going on that day. Yeah. So
yeah,
it was just not going to happen on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, we just didn't even talk about it.
No, we had discussed
said Thursday.
It.
We discussed Thursday.
Yeah, we discussed Thursday on Wednesday, and then I left you on red.
Yeah.
Because it was my birthday week, and I was getting fucked up.
Yeah, Matt was acting weird. Matt, you were acting weird on Friday, too.
Dude, okay. Well, Friday, that's a whole fucking thing.
And you sent me like a chain of text messages.
I was so pissed. I got very angry very quickly about something that wasn't that bad, I don't think.
But then it devolved into "I love you, man" type stuff.
I know, because I needed something to ground me from all of my anger that was going on. I was like, you know what? If I tell Sig I love him, maybe that'll change my fucking plane of thought right now.
Yeah, he just got
train of thought.
He got into a whole groove. I want to see if I can pull this conversation.
Can't be that far back.
No, I have. Yeah. We have. Oh, this is Matt and Jimmy. That's why.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, so I got a text at 10 o'clock. 10 or 11:30, dog. All of these are going to be separate messages.
Yeah,
that's good.
Dog,
I do that a lot.
I'm sorry. Dude, I got to save it for the pod. Just comedy. You've been one of my best friends, if not my best friend, for basically over half my life. tonight. Those are the messages.
Dude, I was drunk. I was 11:30. I was drunk. I got called in to do emergency hosting for the early show at Magoobies, and there's a comic there who I never done a show with him before. I know who he is. I know what his style is. I don't like it. You know, he's pretty hacky. And 5 years ago, I was in the finals of the Baltimore Comedy Factory competition. And the night of the show, I had like 15 people coming out. And the night of the show, this guy was supposed to close out the show.
I remember this
He
story.
had just won Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
And then he calls the club and goes, "You're going to have to cancel the competition because I'm not going on after a competition." And it's like, dude, you just won a fucking comedy competition. Like, you can't just automatically be better than that now. And in those last 5 years since that happened, he hasn't done shit. He won.
I mean, fair, because you won fucking Comedy Central.
That's the pinnacle. It's not even Comedy Central. It's fucking ABC or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like America's Got Talent.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck out of here. So I show up. I got there at like 7. Shows at 7:30. And I go into the check-in. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll go meet the feature and like get her name and her credits and all that. And I walk in, I'm like, hey, I'm the host for tonight. Just wanted to say hi, get your credits, get his credits since he's not here. And she goes, you're hosting? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, well, usually we just do like a 2-person show, him and me. So like, I'm going to have to check with him about it. And I'm like, well, the owner told me to do it and it's his club. So I think we should check with him about it. And she goes, well, you talk to him and I'll talk to him. And I was like, all right. And I went into the office and I'm like, hey, she's saying it's a 2-person show. And he goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, she says it's a 2-person show. He said it's a 2-person show. So it's just going to be them two, I guess. And he goes, no. His agent told me to go book a host, and like goes through and was like, yeah, see, like right here, it says that. I'm like, all right, well, that's.
So you go tell her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is like, also, I just got here and now I'm all of a sudden in the middle of like a thing now, which is.
But was she weird about it? Or she was like, oh, I didn't know this was
She kept going. Yeah, it was, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. But then she kept saying this thing that was like bugged me where she goes like, I'm not trying to block you from getting time. I'm not trying to block your shine. And I'm like, stop it. Just don't say that. Okay, because you're
fucking weird, dude.
You're sounding like you want to block my shine right now, and her list of things was like Philly's funniest female comedian,
the fucking alliteration,
and some type of like girl power comedy tour thing, and I'm like, it's you know, I don't know her, so she might be funny, you know. She seemed nice enough, and then. So I like go out. I'm like, okay, it's time to start drinking because this is gonna be a long night. So I go and get a drink, and I come back, and she's like, they're having like conversation about whether or not there's gonna be a host, and I'm like, he's like, the owner's like, yeah, we're having the host, and she goes, well, he said no, so I guess.
Why isn't he there in the fucking conversation?
Because headliners, if they're, you know, headliners always show up at showtime. Like, that's a thing that is just universal for the most part, is headliners show up either 5 minutes before or exactly when the show starts or a little bit later.
Well, I mean, if it's a little bit later, then what the fuck do they care?
Exactly. And so I go on and I do my set, and then I'm like, and also I talk to her. I'm like, well, since you guys you like to do a 2-person show, then you can just bring them up, and then I'll just come back up at the end and take care of all the, because like there's like, you know, like
you have
housekeeping things.
But so like you start it, then let them do whatever the fuck they want to do, and then you end it.
And then when he comes off, I'll go back up and do the comment card drawing and show everybody what an exit pass is and all that stuff. So like, so yeah, that happens. He goes on, and then he's coming, like when he's about to get off, which he also did like an hour and 20 minutes for the early show. The most you're supposed to do on the early show is an hour because they have to reset the room. Right. But luckily there was only, 15 people for the late show. So it's not like he is exactly
that
selling.
Popular to like make it a whole thing.
Yeah. And he was doing a lot like
nightmare.
Like, oh my God. So we, so I'm standing there waiting for him to get off, and she comes out with her mic because you all have separate mics. You have to unplug and plug them in. And I was like, "What's up?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm just getting ready to go back on when he gets off." And I was like, "No, I'm doing that because we have to do the comment card thing." And she goes, "Oh, okay, you doing that because like my food's in the green room. I would love to eat right now." And I'm like,
"Fucking eat."
Yeah, I'm like, "Go eat. What the fuck are you talking about?" I said this to you earlier. Like, you go eat. And then she's like,
she
okay.
seems like one of those people that like that is like in the way, and they know they're in the way, and they're generally not trying to be in the way, but like there's like other things that make them have to be in the way.
Yeah, and also like the whole time she's in the green room, this is the only time I've ever seen this. She's the feature in the green room alone with the door shut, and wanted like I was like gonna sit down in there, and she was like, "Oh no, can I like just have some space?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Feature lady that I don't know, but like, yeah, and I don't know. She wasn't very. I don't like to shit talk. I do like to shit talk.
Like if she was on the range of like Sarah Silverman, Natasha Leggero, or like what's her name, Kirsten Shaw, like
Kirsten Shaw, because I have no idea who that is.
You know who that is?
No, is she not good?
No, she's decent.
Okay, then she's that.
She's do you know who Kirsten Shaw is? Is it Kirsten Shaw? Is the one with like the high pitched voice?
Is
Michelle
it the one
Wolf?
with like the stupid haircut that kind of looks like? You thinking of Kristen Bell? No. Kristen Shaw. I know who you're talking about. Kristen Shaw. She's like brunette, curly hair.
Yeah,
she's in like a lot of
kind of like that.
She's kind of like in a lot of Portlandia type humor shit.
Jimmy, it's going black when you talk. What'd you do?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's she's like the weird girl in all the shows.
Yeah. But she's also like her stand up is decent.
I pressed the button. I don't know. It probably didn't do anything. Okay.
He's just gonna make it so that it doesn't go to him whenever he talks.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know if the button I pressed fucked something up. I was just like, I'll touch. So then the owner leaves to go have dinner with his kid during the first show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get back in the green room after the show and was like, hey, like I was just doing the early show. There's gonna be another comic coming in to do the host of the late show, and he was like, "Nah, we don't need that." And I was like, well, the owner said you do, so that's probably what's gonna happen. And he was like, "Can you get him like on the phone or something?" And I was like, "He's not here." I didn't know he was gone, so I like walked out and went to look for him. He wasn't there. And I came back. I went outside and I called Andrew and I was like, "Hey man, he's saying no host for the second show." And she's here. The comic that's hosting the second show drove like an hour and a half to get there.
Right.
And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's saying no host." And he just goes quiet. And I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, "I'm just trying to think of what." I'm like, "Okay." So then go back in, and I don't even know if I should be talking about all this, but
I honestly like
I'm not naming his name.
You have more self-control than me, because I would have just like I would have told him like, "Nah, dude, like that's how it works."
Oh, so I go back in with the phone, and I'm like, "Hey, I have the owner on the phone. Do you want to talk to him?" And he goes, "Yeah, what's his name?" And I was like, "Andrew." And he goes,
he doesn't know the owner's name.
Right. He goes, I was like, "Andrew." And he goes, "Okay, Andrew." And I was like, "Yeah." And then he like looks at my phone. I have his number and my phone is Boss Man. So he goes, "Boss Man?" And I was like, "His name's Andrew." And he goes, "Hey, Drew, what up?" And like they start having this conversation, and like I can't understand what the dude's saying. And I know Andrew can't understand him. And then at one point he looks at me and he goes, "I mean, he's fine. Like I walked in and he was doing a shit joke. So like I'm sure he's got better stuff than that, but that's just like what I saw." So, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like I just watched you do the fucking hackiest, like, what's the key to making a relationship last? Communication. And don't go to bed angry at each other. So what do? I stay up all night."
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fucking that's like Jerry Lee Lewis shit.
Yeah.
And you're fucking making fun of me for doing a shit joke, which isn't even a shit joke. It's a
Tell me a joke about how your wife doesn't have sex with you anymore.
Yeah. Like what it's kind of a shit joke, but it's not a fucking hack like poop joke. It's a bit about me having to take a shit in Dave and Buster's, and a bunch of black kids walk in on me and start roasting me for shitting in Dave and Buster's. Like it's not a shit.
But I mean, it's just for him to be like,
and
what's the word? Patronizing about it. Like
yeah.
like dude, like
And then he goes, well, you know, like I'm an artist, so like artists, we need to like stretch out and do our thing, right? And I'm like, well, you just fucking like talked down to me about one of my bits, and now you're talking about being an artist, and you just did fucking joke book jokes. And then but I didn't say any of this because he was on the phone. And then when he hung, he was like, okay, and then just like hung up the phone, handed me the phone. He goes, yeah, sorry, man, we don't need you for the next show. And I was like, well, it wasn't gonna be me anyway, dude. You're taking money off somebody else's table now, and it's not even like I wasn't even gonna get paid for this first one. I was just gonna give her the money because she drove more. And he was like looking at me all confused, and I was like, yeah, the host for the late show and was supposed to host tomorrow drove like an hour and a half to come here, and now you're telling us that she can't go up. And he goes, well, I'm not like trying to like block anybody's time and block anybody's shine. And I like looked at her and I'm like, okay, I know where you got that bullshit from now. Is you fucking, I guess, hacks of a feather fucking flock together.
Dude,
and then I was so pissed, and he was just like, he was like talking to me, and I'm like, just don't worry about it, dude. I don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm never gonna see you again. I just shut the door. And then later on, I was standing in the hallway with the girl, the host, the other host that was coming, because we're friends, and we're both like kind of just like, fuck this guy and all this shit. And then he like pokes his head out from the green room area, and he goes, hey, is there a private bathroom I can use, or do I have to go to the public one? And I was like, you can use the public one. And he was like, where is that? And I'm like, through that door and on the right, faggot. And he just kind of like looked at me and then walked and went, and I was like, oh, that felt good, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like that,
he's a bitch.
I would have done that shit. Like I have less of a filter now than I used to have. Like I don't know if you remember when we first started talking and stuff. Like it was,
yeah,
I was a little bitch boy. I just didn't talk shit to anybody really.
No.
And like now I just fucking go. Like so we had.
I'm going the other way with it. I'm starting to cap myself.
Dude, I was at home one day, and like Caitlin like knocks on the game room door. I'm like, what's up? And she goes, somebody stole our front doormat.
What?
Yeah, who the fuck does that? Somebody just like came up and took our welcome mat. I was in front of the fucking door.
Maybe they thought like, welcome, like you can have this.
Welcome to anybody to grab.
Yeah.
And she was like, I wouldn't have known where like she noticed somebody's floor mat looked similar to ours when she was on her way back home, like going through the hallways, and then she saw that ours was missing. And so we go to that place, and it's like right around the corner, and it's our fucking doormat, same exact like pattern of crap that's on top of it and stuff. So I knock on the door. And Caitlin's like, are you going to knock? I was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking knock. See who the fuck took this. Yeah. Nobody answers. Start banging on the door. Nobody answers. So I take it back. I get a knife and like mark my name on the back of the pad and then put it back down on the floor or whatever. For the past week and a half, every other day I go over there and knock on the door.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nobody ever picks up. One time the washing machine was going. I was like, I know somebody's fucking here. So I was like banging on the door. Nothing.
And you're like that little girl trying to play with Otis.
Yeah. I just want to see who the fuck. I just want to see their face.
Yeah, it's like that driving thing where you see somebody driving.
Yeah, he's fucking. Fuck you.
Yeah, I just need to see what the fuck this guy looks like. It's the George Carlin bit.
I wanted it so bad, dude. I wanted that conversation so fucking bad.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna come. I mean, it's eventually gotta come.
Yeah. I might knock on the way back home today.
How far away from from your apartment is it?
Dude, my apartment room or building, right? Like or like the door to my apartment.
Yeah. Let's just
so
okay.
You go down the hall
towards the elevator.
The long way.
Okay.
And then you take a right down that hall, end of that hall, that's where it is.
So that's like you pass by that.
Caitlin passes by it. I don't walk that way.
Okay.
But Caitlin passes by it every time she comes back home.
Dude.
Why would you steal somebody's floor mat on the same fucking floor?
Maybe what happened.
Nobody ever goes to somebody else's floor and walks around. But if it's your floor, you're probably gonna walk around. And if you're right next to the other elevator, the one that goes to the CVS.
You're starting to sound like across the hall guy now.
And then there was a fucking pack of Newports. I don't smoke Newports. Yeah. You don't smoke Newports.
There was Newport ash on my welcome mat. Dude, I think here's what my theory is now. I'm going to theorize a little bit. This is, there's probably a nerd that lives in there, right? And maybe he works with Caitlyn or he works around Caitlyn.
Oh, he's trying to get her attention. He saw me knocking instead of her.
He was walking home behind her one day. He saw she kept going.
He thinks she's gonna come get the thing, and then he'll have a chance to talk to her.
See if I can like steal her welcome mat and have an in. Now she's gonna come be like, "Hey, you took my welcome mat," and I'm gonna be like, "Haha, what a joke! You want to suck my dick or no?"
And this fucking bald dude in a baseball shirt came up.
All of a sudden, a really tan man with no pants on is knocking on my door.
Hey, what you doing with my fucking...
That's not what you sound like.
Yeah, it is. When I'm angry. What you doing with my fucking floor mat, yo?
Turn into a New Yorker.
Yeah, I really want that conversation to happen, man.
I hope it does.
I do too. You'll be the first person I tell.
I hope one day I get to run into this headliner again and he's trying to do a spot or something and I can be like, I'm just trying to stretch out my legs, man. I don't want to block your shine.
Yeah.
And then I'll go up there and whisper shitty jokes for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I watched his late show set too. I was just watching him.
You just wanted to see him
watch him
bad.
bomb, dude. Yeah. Because I'm like, the whole time I'm like, he hasn't gotten one like, you know how like
a genuine like.
Yeah, like you get like the pitter patter, like when it's a small group, like you get like pockets of people laughing. It's hard to get everybody to laugh at once. He didn't get everybody to laugh. He got them to laugh all of them twice in like an hour and a half. And in my 7-minute hosting set, I did it like 3 times. Maybe my last joke bombed because it was a black crowd, and the end of the bit is about the black kids calling me the N-word and how I understand why I can't say it now because when they called me it hurt my feelings. I just gave up the bit, but
yeah, you should have.
Yeah,
you really should. You should have given up on it a little sooner.
Yeah, no, I mean I just gave it up by saying it here.
Nah, you can open it like then.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm fucking doubling down. I see you guys don't like where this is going, but it's gonna keep going.
I'm saying the word now.
Oh, you don't laugh?
You didn't like. You
did this.
You didn't like N-word.
Yeah,
I got one better for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
just to make sure you guys understand, I am talking about the word.
Don't do it. It's look, all right, it's fine. It's fine. Man. We know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it? Somebody was
Louis C.K.
Yeah. It was like, you saying N-word makes me say it in my head.
Mm-hmm. I knew before you even got anything out exactly what you were talking about. And that's why we're best friends for over half of my life tonight.
Yeah, dude. In a couple of years, it'll be over my half of my life.
Yeah, it will.
Dude, I got a flu shot today.
Oh no, you're gonna give me the flu.
Yeah. It was required for work now because of COVID shit.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't get it by November 27th, then I'd be fired.
Isn't that discrimination or something?
Yeah, for those who don't have vaccinations.
Yeah.
What if I don't believe in vaccines?
I asked my brother if he was going to get the COVID vaccination when it comes out, and he was like, no, probably not. I'm like, but what if it reverses your autism?
It's like multiplying it by negative. It just becomes positive now.
He didn't find it very funny. But I was laughing so hard.
We had this conversation before, and I very much like twisted it to work for me, but while I was saying it wouldn't work for you because you were saying like, well, you add 2 negatives.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is more negative, but if you multiply them, it becomes a positive.
Yeah, I forget what we were talking about when we had that.
I don't know.
Oh, can I real quick? I just want to give some shout outs now that we're 25 minutes into this. Mm-hmm. We got some real fucking hardcore fans. I just want to say that.
Tell us about them.
Well, first of all, we got a shout out. There's this lady named Angie. And I don't know how to pronounce her last name very good, so I'm not even gonna try it.
Can I see it so I can try it?
No. I'm not pulling up her fucking Facebook so you can see it. She listens every week to this, and she comes to every Wits End open mic.
Thank you again.
Yeah, double thanks to Angie. It was her birthday the other week. It was pretty cool. I got her cupcakes. Birthday. She's great. She listens all the time, and anytime I see her after the podcast comes out, she always lets me know what her favorite part was, and tomorrow she's probably gonna tell me how mad she was that there wasn't one last week.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Give her an early version of this.
Also, there's right.
Give her like one of the disposable MP3 players, or like just like a USB. Here you go.
Like a James Bond thing. It'll blow up afterwards.
After you finish listening to it, teek teek teek.
And also, always Spaz and Big Al. Give them their what's up.
And Omar too.
Omar's a fucking day one homie, and we got.
You said the very Baltimore. I can't even do it, but like the day you said, like day, like real Baltimore.
Day.
Yeah.
He
Day one homie.
Day one homie for sure. My day one homie for sure. Omar, you got that nice truck. Come pick me up. Go down yard. Got transmission issues.
Can't do it right now.
Anyway, and then there's a new Trapton. We got a Trapton, Captain on fucking Patreon, dude.
Trap.
With absolutely nothing on our Patreon. I took everything off of the Patreon.
Why does it get off?
Because we're revamping it. Once I get this fucking damn it. Once I get this fucking terabyte hard drive full of the videos from the last 3 weeks, we're going to have a Patreon that's bumping. We're going to have a YouTube page that's bumping.
Are you going to be editing and stuff? Like
yeah, our videos? Instagram's going to go crazy. It's going to be fucking sick, dude. I'm going to buy
You're hearing this, right? You're hearing like the little Baltimore stepping out every once in a while?
Yeah.
Stop it. Dude, the more I stay here, the more it pops out. And I fucking caught myself saying Otis's name on stage the other night.
Otis.
And I was like, Otis. I named my dog Otis. And I was like, fuck.
I love it. It's like when my Spanish accent comes out.
Yeah, except it's all the time now. It won't stop. I think it's because Nicole has one. And
she does have a little bit.
And I'm around her so much.
Hers isn't too pronounced, but I guess if you pick it up and you know it, then you just hear it better.
Where's Nicole from? What part of Baltimore?
Westminster, not even the city.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so that's
but
like.
once you get into like suburban areas, it's still or like.
Yeah, the like, country-ish areas is where that...
Oh, yeah, Harford County,
rural is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Hereford. They're almost worse.
Yeah.
They have it worse than in the city.
Because it's not only the Baltimore accent, but it's also the Southern accent.
Yeah, too. Which is like... The Baltimore accent is like a bastardization of the Southern accent. Yeah. They really wanted to try real hard to be Southern.
Yeah, Baltimore is like a Cockney Southern accent.
Yeah,
I read that online once, so it's got to be true.
Damn, dude, somebody said that already? Anyway, Brian Lichter, barely
nice.
know her. Yeah.
Brian.
He fucking not only did he sign up for the $10 a month Patreon with absolutely nothing. When I told him there was nothing and there was going to be nothing for a few weeks, his response, I don't care. You guys make me laugh. So just keep them coming, and that's all I care about. Then we promptly did not do an episode.
That's that trap.
So fuck you, Brian. Like we said it before, and we'll say it again. Fuck anyone who listens to this.
Yeah. Honestly, why would you?
Yeah, but for real, like sign up for the Patreon, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
We love you a lot. Because believe it or not, I believe in this podcast. I think we have what it takes to get like 1,000 people to give us $5 a month. I think we have that in us. Sig might think differently. He might have no faith in this, but I'm not going to let his low self-esteem bring this fucking ship down, dude.
I'm confident in you, Matt.
Yeah, he keeps saying this, but I don't believe it.
I believe in Matthew.
Yeah, he's giving you the politician answer.
Yeah.
Right now,
I believe in Matthew Brown.
Sig's like, let me be clear. I believe in you, Matthew.
Let me be clear. If I had one person that I could believe in, it would be you. Matthew Brown.
What about who built the cages, Sig? Who built the cages?
Who built the cages?
You built them, Sig.
I built the cages, but you put children in them.
Dude, that would have been the best comeback.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't fucking say that.
No, I built the cages for the rapists. You put children in the rapist cages with rapists. You put the kids with the rapists.
They're really comfortable. Best clean floors where they sleep on.
Mm-hmm. Tightest little buttholes.
Tightest.
Never been touched.
Christopher Titus?
No, tightest. Titlest little buttholes. They're white and dimply, and you can hit them 300 yards.
You know, let me talk about Christopher Titus real quick.
He's a pussy, libtard, fucking cuckball.
He was a person. Cuck. I got into him like
Ew.
real quick. Hold up, fuck up. I got into him like real quick, and then like
give me your 2 cents.
Half. Yeah, let me give you my 2 cents.
It's a nickel.
And halfway through the second special that I was watching of his, I was like, boy, there's no real jokes in here. It's just kind of like his opinion, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's just like what he's doing. And
doesn't
then, like,
he
it
also
got more and more like that?
Doesn't he also do the headset mic too?
He did, I think, at some specials.
That
yeah, but
bugs
I really,
me.
yeah.
I hate
yeah,
the. I hate
fucking.
the
is it a TED Talk? What the fuck are you doing?
Right, like a one-man show. Sure, go ahead. But if you're doing stand up,
well, he does like a lot of extra shit.
it is a lot of one man show, and he's always got like a set behind him.
Yeah,
like a,
a
garage.
screen. Yeah, that and like he'll have a screen with like different like a fucking PowerPoint of pictures and shit.
Yeah, it's very alt.
Yeah,
it's very alt comedy, dude.
Yeah, I promptly fell out of that, but like at first I liked him because he had like that really dark humor because he was going through a lot of shit and like divorce and alcoholism and all this shit.
Yeah.